Taking care of your skin during the summer is very important. And applying SPF is what will not only protect you from photoaging, but also keep you safe from such very serious consequences as skin cancer and so on. When you choose an SPF cream, you should keep in mind that it's best if it is labeled as protecting against both UVA and UVB radiation. These are different types of rays that negatively affect our bodies. SPF also varies by factor 20, 30, 50. This only affects the amount of time you can spend in the sun without getting a sunburn. That is, before hyperemia appears, when your skin turns red. It makes sense to reapply SPF cream about every 3 to 4 hours. And SPF must be used on the face, neck, hands, and décolleté absolutely. You should use it not only, for example, in the summer, but now there are special skincare products that can be used in the fall, winter, and spring as well. If you go skiing, for example, you absolutely need to use SPF just like in the summer season because your skin is exposed to very intense sunlight. So, why do we even need to use SPF cream? The thing is, sunlight has a negative effect on the skin. It damages the dermis and affects the collagen and elastin fibers, destroying them. This radiation can also lead to the formation of malignant tumors in the body. And of course, it's better to protect yourself. Nowadays, there are all sorts of products, creams, sprays, you name it. For those who don't like using creams, there are often lighter textures available for patients who don't like the feeling of something too heavy on their skin. As for children, it's actually not recommended for them to sunbathe at all until they're 6 months old. After 6 months, first of all, you absolutely must apply SPF to your child. And this goes for both children and adults. You shouldn't apply SPF in a thin layer, but rather in a good, generous layer so that it truly protects and maintains its basic functions. And as for the idea that sunlight is the only possible factor for the production of vitamin D in the body, that myth has already been debunked. So it really does make sense to protect both your child and yourself from excessive sun exposure. There are various types of SPF protection products. I often encounter patients complaining that when they buy products from the mass market or certain pharmacy brands, they feel a heaviness, an unpleasant greasiness on their skin, or excessive shine, and so on. If you're facing this problem, it makes sense to consult a dermatologist who can select an SPF protection product from cosmeceutical lines for you. The ingredients there aren't necessarily different, but they are of higher quality, more carefully formulated in terms of consistency, and they're more comfortable to use and apply. You won't really feel them on your skin, and they won't cause any discomfort. Among my favorites are, for example, Genosys and Vico Protection. If we're talking about pharmacy brands, then the classic is La Roche. Although, again, many patients complain that there's a feeling of some kind of film on the body. In that case, it's better to go for cosmeceuticals, and you can get this kind of product from your dermatologist. First aid for sunburns. Well, first of all, you usually get sunburns if you make the fatal mistake of being on the beach between 11 in the morning and 5 in the afternoon, during that time from 11 to 5. In general, it's not recommended to be out in the active sun during this time in the summer. And if you've already gotten a sunburn, that is, you notice redness, sometimes your temperature may rise, and you might have headaches accompanying this condition, then, first of all, you need to drink as much water as possible, and secondly, apply classic post-burn remedies locally. These are dexpanthenol, panthenol, and Repantin. This makes sense and gives good results. But of course, it's better not to let it happen in the first place. So, first of all, use SPF, and secondly, avoid being out in the strong sun during that period, from 11 to 5. To be precise, it's better not to be on the beach.